Welcome back, friends. Thank you for joining me for another picture book read aloud. We are going to read this picture book in two parts because it is quite a longer picture book, but it is one that I very much enjoy and I hope you do too. It is called Frog and Toad Together. It is by Arnold Lobel. Story number 1 is called A List. One morning, Toad sat in bed. "I have many things to do," he said. "I will write them all down on a list so that I can remember them." Toad wrote on a piece of paper, "A list of things to do today." Then he wrote, "Wake up." "I have done that," said Toad, and he crossed it out. Then Toad wrote other things on the paper. "Eat breakfast, get dressed, go to Frog's house, take a walk with Frog, eat lunch, take nap, play games with Frog, eat supper, go to sleep." What do you think of his to-do list? "There," said Toad. "Now my day is all written down." He got out of bed and had something to eat. Then Toad crossed out, "Eat breakfast." Toad took his clothes out of his closet and put them on. Then he crossed out, "Get dressed." Toad put the list in his pocket. He opened the door and walked out into the morning. Soon Toad was at Frog's front door. He took the list from his pocket and crossed out, "Go to Frog's house." Toad knocked at the door. "Hello," said Frog. "Look at my list of things to do," said Toad. "Oh," said Frog, "that is very nice." Toad said, "My list tells me we will go for a walk." "All right," said Frog. "I am ready." Frog and Toad went on a long walk. Then Toad took the list again from his pocket. He crossed out, "Take a walk with Frog." Just then there was a strong wind. It blew the list out of Toad's hand. The list blew high up into the air. "Help!" cried Toad. "My list is blowing away. What will I do without my list?" "Hurry," said Frog. We will run and catch it." "No," shouted Toad. "I cannot do that." "Why not?" asked Frog. "Because," wailed Toad, "running after my list is not one of the things that I wrote on my list of things to do." Frog ran after the list. He ran over hills and under swamps. He ran over hills and swamps, sorry. But the list blew on and on. At last Frog came back to Toad. "I am sorry," gasped Frog, "but I could not catch your list." "Blah!" said Toad. If you see the curtains moving, it's Tito. Please excuse him. He's on watchdog duty. "I cannot remember any of the things that were on my list of things to do. I will just have to sit here and do nothing," said Toad. Toad sat and did nothing. Frog sat with him. After a long time, Frog said, "Toad, it is getting dark. We should be going to sleep now." "Go to sleep!" shouted Toad. "That was the last thing on my list." Toad wrote on the ground with a stick, "Go to sleep." Then he crossed it out. "There," said Toad. Now my day is all crossed out." "I am glad," said Frog. Then Frog and Toad went right to sleep. Is Frog a good friend? Story 2. The Garden. Frog was in his garden. Toad came walking by. "What a fine garden you have, Frog," he said. "Yes," said Frog, "it is very nice, but it was hard work." "I wish I had a garden," said Toad. "Here are some flower seeds. Plant them in the ground," said Frog, "and soon you will have a garden." "How soon?" asked Frog. "Quite soon," said Frog. Toad ran home. He planted the flower seeds. "Now, seeds," said Toad, "start growing." Toad walked up and down a few times. The seeds did not start to grow. Toad put his head close to the ground and said loudly, "Now, seeds, start growing." Toad looked at the ground again. The seeds did not start to grow. Uh-oh. Is Toad being impatient? How long do you think it will take for the flowers to start growing? Toad put his head very close to the ground and shouted, "Now, seeds, start growing!" Frog came running up the path. "What is all this noise?" he asked. "My seeds will not grow," said Toad. "You are shouting too much," said Frog. "Those poor seeds are afraid to grow." "My seeds are afraid to grow?" asked Toad. "Of course," said Frog. "Leave them alone for a few days. Let the sun shine on them, let the rain fall on them, and soon your seeds will start to grow." That night, Toad looked out his window. "Drat!" said Toad. "My seeds have not yet started to grow. They must be afraid of the dark." Toad went out to his garden with some candles. "I will read the seeds a story," said Toad. "Then they will not be afraid." Toad read a long story to his seeds. All the next day, Toad sang songs to his seeds, and all the next day, Toad read poems to his seeds, and all the next day, Toad played music for his seeds. Sorry if you can hear a loud sound in the background. I am trying to do some chores like washing laundry. Toad looked at the ground. The seeds still did not start to grow. "What shall I do?" cried Toad. "These must be the most frightened seeds in the whole world." Then Toad felt very tired, and he fell asleep. Will his seeds ever start to grow? "Toad, Toad, wake up!" said Frog. "Look at your garden." Toad looked at his garden. Little green plants were coming up out of the ground. "At last!" shouted Toad. "My seeds have stopped being afraid to grow. And now you will have a nice garden too," said Frog. "Yes," said Toad. "But you are right, Frog. It was very hard work." Do you think Toad needed to do all of the things that he was doing to get his flowers to grow? Okay. And I have a bookmark here reminding me that it is time to stop for today. But we will continue Frog and Toad another time, and I hope you're enjoying it. I really like this series. There are more books about Frog and Toad. I just think that the illustrations are really cute, and I think that the characters of Frog and Toad are also really cute. I love a good story about friendship. All right. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay safe. I hope your school year is going well so far. Keep up the good work. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.